When buying clothes, how do you know if you're being ripped off? There are so many ways that companies are cutting costs and cutting corners, and you really don't want to be paying full price for clothes that don't have the attention to detail, don't have the quality, etc., etc. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about several things to look out for to make sure that you're getting absolute maximum bang for your buck. We all work really hard for our money, and the least we can do is to make sure that we're getting maximum quality possible. There are quite a few tips in this video that I haven't seen talked about anywhere else, so do make sure that you watch the whole video to make sure you don't miss anything important. Since starting over on my closet in 2020, I have learned some of these tips the hard way, so I said I'd put together this video, so hopefully, unlike me, you don't have to learn the hard way. You can just use this video as a guide in future. Everyone's budget is different, so instead of focusing on pricing, this video will show you specific examples of good quality versus bad quality in an item of clothing. Using that information then will allow you to make the most educated choice when buying your next item. I'll be sharing some pricing information for certain garments, but I'll explain at the same time what attributes make that garment either worth the money or not worth the money. And it's those attributes and not the price that I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to start by comparing two blazers. The one on the left is from Karen Millen and I bought it last year. The one on the right is from an online brand called The Curated, and it's their newest colorway, which I bought this year. The Karen Millen blazer cost me €130 and the Curated blazer cost €300. Yet, it's the Curated blazer that's by far the better value, and I'll show you why shortly. Like I said before, everyone's budget is different, and I know that €300 is eye-watering, including for me. For me, this is the most expensive garment I have in my wardrobe. However, €130 is a lot of money as well, and you want to be getting bang for your buck, right? So, now I'm going to explain why the €300 blazer was worth the money and money well spent, and why the €130 blazer was actually a complete rip-off. So, starting with fabric, the Curated blazer is made out of 100% superfine merino worsted wool, versus the Karen Millen blazer, which is made of 100% polyester. Merino wool is a natural fabric, so it's breathable and comfortable on your skin. And in contrast, polyester is a synthetic fibre that will make you sweat regardless of whether the day is hot or cold. Onto the lining now, and the Curated blazer is fully lined with 100% mulberry silk, which is a really high quality natural fibre. The navy blazer is lined in, you guessed it, 100% polyester, ensuring maximum stickiness, especially in the heat. Also, make sure the manufacturer isn't cutting corners by using the minimum amount of lining. There should always be some extra lining at the bottom and in the sleeves, as you see here, to allow the garment to move comfortably on your body. I see a lot of high street blazers cut this corner, so look out for it. Both blazers do a good job here in this regard. Now, onto functionality. The Curated blazer has real deep pockets. By contrast, the Karen Millen blazer's pockets are fake. They also have loose threads. Not good. Staying with functionality, let's look at the buttons. The Karen Millen blazer gets brownie points for good quality buttons. But when you dig deeper and undo those buttons on the sleeves, you can see that they're only there for decoration. The sleeve doesn't actually open up once the buttons are undone. In contrast, the Curated blazer sleeves do open when you undo the buttons, making this blazer more versatile and more comfortable to wear. Equal marks for design here. Both blazers are cut beautifully and fit well. Attention has been paid to their construction, as you can see here by the seams and vents at the back. The difference is that I paid €130 for the navy blazer for the design only. In contrast, I paid €300 for the Curated blazer, which gave me great design, quality fabric, and the comfort and breathability and flow and movement that goes with quality fabric. It's given me functional lining that keeps me warm or cool depending on the situation, and functioning buttons and pockets, all of which make the Curated blazer far more comfortable and enjoyable to wear. I get way more wears out of this blazer, and so of course my cost per wear goes down as well. Next, jeans. I'm going to compare and contrast some jeans here and show you what makes them good quality or not. I really recommend you check out a previous video I created called Should We Pay More for Jeans? Because it talks in depth about the signs of quality and construction you should look for. I'll leave it linked up above and in the description box as well for you. First, surprise, surprise, I'll talk about fabric content. In a quality jean, look for a high percentage of cotton and or lyocell, because both are high quality natural fabrics that will breathe with your skin and wear well with age. Speaking of wear, avoid elastane contents of 3% or higher. The higher the elastane content, the faster your jeans will get misshapen and wear out. My personal preference is 1% elastane and no more. It's comfortable while ensuring some structure and longevity to your jeans. Here, the Agoldi jean is 100% organic cotton. Cotton's the most sprayed crop in the world, so organic cotton is better. The And Other Stories jean is 99% cotton, not organic, and 1% elastane. And the M&S jean is only 96% cotton, again, not organic, and a whopping 4% elastane. And I can see it in the way the jean is aging. The M&S jean is not keeping its shape as well as the other two are, so I'm going to get a longer life out of the Agoldi jean and the And Other Stories jean for my money. Second, let's consider construction, specifically fly length and smart seams. Smart seams are a design element in jeans that lift the booty and result in a more flattering effect. Here you can see that the Agoldi smart seams are doing a better job at shaping my body. The M&S jeans, I should add, don't have smart seams at all. Fly length is an easy way to spot when the manufacturer might be cutting corners. The shorter the fly length, the less hardware is needed and the less costly the jean is to make. The Agoldi jean, as you can see here, is a full length fly, and that means I'll avoid the dreaded camel toe and be left with a more flattering effect along the front of the jean. The M&S jean, by contrast, has a shorter fly length. If you're finding any of this useful, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel a lot. It's always good to look out for good quality hardware on your jeans and other clothes, such as a YKK zipper. Here are the prices for each of the jeans. Agoldi comes in at an eye-watering €269, by far the priciest. And Other Stories jeans come in at €69 and the M&S jean at €65. But here's the thing, the Agoldi jean are expensive at the top of their price point, but when they're on sale, they're a bargain. Also, taxes in Ireland make Agoldi jeans way more expensive here, but I've seen them sold for very reasonable prices in the US. If you get these jeans for anywhere below $150, you're getting a very good deal, in my opinion. Finally, I'm going to touch on some basic general principles, starting with hemlines and finishing. Hemlines should be finished off properly. This dress is from H&M and has an unfinished hemline, as you can see. And what this means is that the dress rolls up on my legs as I move, which makes it difficult and uncomfortable to wear. Here's another example from Mango. You'd never think this garment was only a year old, right? It's made of 100% organic cotton, but to cut costs, the fabric is very thin. In addition, the edges of the garment are not securely finished, causing the edges around the neckline to roll, and this creates a cheap and unflattering effect. Stitching is important, of course. It should be solid and even, with no loose threads. Hardware is important as well. I mentioned YKK zippers earlier, which is an example of good quality hardware. And here's an example of poor quality hardware. The chain links on this top are made of plastic and they have massive gaps in the links, meaning the chain often comes apart even as I wear it. Embellishments and detail, if present, should be secured to the garment. This Miss Selfridge top is a good example of beading and embroidery done really well. I've had this top for years, and as you can see, the detail is still securely in place, which is incredible considering how often I've worn it. The sequin top is another good example. The sequins are all still in place, even after years and years of wear. The manufacturer did a really good job here. Unfortunately though, it is the same top as the one with the poor stitching and the plastic links, so it's clear that those areas are where the manufacturer tried to cut costs. To recap, do not pay premium prices if you see the below. High synthetic fabric count, meaning greater than 60%,
Avoid polyester completely if you can. It has almost zero functionality and it only serves to reduce the manufacturer's costs. High elastane composition in jeans, greater than 3%, ideally less. Unfinished hemlines or seams. Polyester lining. Do not pay a premium for polyester lining. A surprising amount of higher end and designer garments have polyester linings, so just watch out for them because it means you're paying over and above for that designer logo. And look, it may be worth it to you and that's absolutely okay, but you are being ripped off. Shallow or false pockets, avoid those completely. Short fly lengths in jeans, they are unflattering and again a sign they're cutting corners. Loose threads, avoid those for obvious reasons. You don't want your garment coming apart on you. Avoid false pockets or buttons or any other functionality that should work but doesn't.
Do you have any tips on how to get maximum bang for your buck? If you do, please leave me a comment below. I'm always really interested to hear from you guys. That's it for this week, and I hope you found this guide useful as a way to get maximum value from your money. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.